The very devices that the criminals used to hide their crimes were actually a beacon for law enforcement.
Hundreds of criminal suspects are under arrest following an unprecedented crackdown. The suspects were tricked into using cell phones that came preloaded with an encrypted messaging service. They thought it would allow them to evade detection, but the app was developed by the FBI and other law enforcement agencies. Around 27 million messages were intercepted, most involving criminal activity like drug trafficking and money laundering. The operation has already led to at least 800 arrests and the seizure of 8 tons of cocaine and over 250 firearms. We have new information about the investigation into a homicide that happened Sunday in the town of Sparta. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office says a man attacked 3 people with an axe. He remains hospitalized after sustaining a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The first victim, who was a relative of the man, is identified as 87-year-old Bernard Waite. He died in the attack. The second victim remains in the hospital, and a third victim was treated for her injuries and released. New drivers in Wisconsin may no longer have to take a behind-the-wheel driving exam under a proposal from Governor Evers and approved by the legislature's Budget Committee. The Republican-controlled committee voted to allow the State Department of Transportation to provide waivers for the test effective next year. The department initiated a pilot project last year in response to the pandemic. More than 48,000 drivers were allowed to get their license without taking the traditional driver's test. A former pharmacist in Wisconsin who purposefully ruined more than 500 doses of COVID-19 vaccine will spend the next 3 years in prison. Stephen Brandenburg was sentenced after pleading guilty in February to 2 felony counts of attempting to tamper with a consumer product. He had admitted to intentionally removing the doses manufactured by Moderna from a refrigerator for hours at Aurora Medical Center north of Milwaukee. Masks are now optional in Sparta area school district buildings. The move follows a meeting last month when parents and community members shared their thoughts on the mask rule. Physical distancing and hand washing is still being encouraged. Here in Lacrosse, UWL, Viterbo, and Western Technical College are not requiring vaccination. 37.8% of Lacrosse County's 18 to 24-year-olds have received at least 1 dose of a COVID-19 vaccine, below the state average for the age. UW-Eau Claire, Winona State, St. Mary's University, and Minnesota State College Southeast are also not requiring vaccination. However, students are being encouraged to get it. Pfizer is opening up its COVID-19 vaccine trials to include children 6 months to 11 years old. It plans to enroll up to 4,500 children across 90 sites in the U.S., Finland, Poland, and Spain. Moderna is also testing its shots in children as young as 6 months and says its vaccine will likely be available for children as young as 5 in early fall. If you are looking for a reason to get outside tonight, you can watch the Lacrosse Concert Band perform. It will be the first of 7 concerts in their summer series, and they're excited to be back. They've played in lacrosse parks for more than 100 years, but last summer was the first time they had to take off. The concert begins at 7 o'clock at Riverside Park.
We'll continue to warm up throughout the day, our high reaching 96 degrees. Mostly sunny today. We do have a slight chance for some isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon, but they'll clear up and will be partly cloudy tonight, cooling down to 70s.
Thanks so much for sharing your Wednesday with us. We hope you have a great day. We'll look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow morning.